Okay, welcome everyone. Hapon, maing gabi. So, thank you for coming again on our last day of our onboarding sessions. I hope you are all fine wherever you are. Hopefully, napop mo sa office or you are now settled in your, at home, or maybe some of you are still on transit if you are going home at this hour. Pero anyway, we welcome you all, everyone here for joining us on your last day. And this is not to not just a session, but this is one of the most significant and important sessions because our session this evening or this afternoon, late afternoon, will give you a really whole perspective of the whole teaching and learning system that is employed in our in higher education, Xavier University. So our distinguished speaker this evening or this afternoon is as a person no everybody knows no uh, uh, ang inyong higher employment dili ma-officiate or ma-official kundi siya mo pirma. Okay. So just to give you a simple profile description of profile ni as atong distinguished speaker this evening. Our speaker this evening he is from Cagayan de Oro, good ma'am, no, Ma'am Juliet. Okay, from Cagayan de Oro, ka, no?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And fortunately, she is also my colleague from the chemistry department. So her home department is really from the chemistry department, but she graduated in Xavier University as a chemical engineering graduate. Okay. So she's our own alumna. But she realized that she has a calling really in the chemistry, in the stricter side, in the course area of the chemistry, and that's why her first employment was really also in the chemistry department, and she served as the department chair way back in 2005 to 2008, and then she took her master's then afterwards, and then her PhD. She graduated took her master's at Ateneo de Manila, okay, and also finished her PhD in Ateneo de Manila in 2012. When she came back from her PhD, she was now appointed as the Dean for the College of Arts and Sciences, and until May 2019, whereupon she was appointed as our Vice President for Higher Education from June of 2019 up to now. So practically when she came in, it was also the onset of the pandemic. So she has a lot of experience, and also when she started even at her VP ship, it was really a big challenge because things are changing. There was a lot of change with the fact that everything was really stopping, because of the controlling the pandemic, and then so there were moments of uncertainties on what's going to happen, but with her leadership and her persistence, and her vision, our speaker this afternoon was able to really rise up and put on what the structure and the system we are now practicing in the way we deliver our instruction in Xavier University. So the online or virtual learning was a product of her, start of her work as our vice president for higher education, and up to now, we are now doing the hybrid, So we credit most of the leadership here also from our speaker this evening. Her area of expertise really, as of course, what I've said in chemistry, but our research interest really is centered on material science. And that's why her studies or research or PhD was on materials made up of silica and graphene. And then her other researches also were in that kind of or area of interest. So siguro the rest we all know and or for some of us know already who our speaker is, and we are quite familiar of her. But we'll give her the opportunity to be able to really explain to us, give us an oversight of really the teaching and learning system here in Xavier University. So without much ado, I'll give you our speaker this evening, Dr. Juliet Q. Delagan, our Vice President for Higher Education. Her presentation will be on the teaching in Xavier Ateneo and the Comprehensive Instructional Supervision Program. So we welcome Dr. Delagan, no? And with a resounding actual and virtual round of applause.
Sige, Sir Fox. Sige. Thank you, Sir Fox. Salamat
Thank
for
you. Welcome,
gracious
ma'am. Good
introduction.
evening.
Salamat. Sige. So, I'm happy that we are increasing in number. We started 5, now we are 21 minus 4. 21 minus 4. So, I'm glad, I'm happy. I hope the others will follow, will catch up, because I think as we end the onboarding, this is also one topic that also very, very important as you start your teaching career, hopefully in Xavier University, Xavier Ateneo. So let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, may hapon sa tanan. Good afternoon. So I know some of you here I've personally met, and some I would like to meet you. You can drop by here in the office since situation is easing now in terms of our sa COVID. So I hope you can drop by. So okay, so here is, I'll start with, okay, some of the things that I will present actually are just parang basic basic reminders. And most of the things also here are found in our manual of policies and procedures, especially on the roles, functions, benefits and privileges was already discussed by Ma'am Sol. So I'll be focusing more on ranks, levels. So I'm sure you have questions, how you're ranked, what were the criteria. So while I'm talking, you can jot down and we converse after I present. Okay, so I will start with, again, as mentioned here, it's not faculty, this is the old faculty manual, but now we have a manual of policies and procedure. So as mentioned also by Ma'am Sol, last time you can access HRIS. And when you are in HRIS, then you can also check the manuals, copies of the manuals. So there in our policy or in our manual, basic definition, what is a teacher, but here in this slide, we're saying that when you are in Xavier, we define a Xavier Ateneo teacher. So there is a parang descriptive, you are not just any teacher, but a Xavier Atenean or a Xavier Ateneo teacher who we expect to exhibit a life of integrity, high moral character, ideals, and values consonant with of who we are. So I think Father Mars has really explained and gave examples of the identity of Xavier Ateneo, who is or what is Xavier Ateneo during his talk. That is why we really started with that to give a context. Now, if you're in Xavier, then this is who we are. So we also expect that at Xavier, if you're teaching at Xavier, you always carry with you. So of course you have your ID, but if the people know that you are in Xavier, then of course there's some kind of expectations. So because again, because of the nature of Xavier University, Catholic, Jesuit, and Filipino university. And we have classification, especially for new faculty. So when you are hired in Xavier, your classification could be a full-time contractual, which I think most of you are full-time contractual. So a full-time contractual could be, there's also a part-time, part-time. So contractual, because every 5 months, we end your contract. If you are rehired the next semester, you sign another contract. If you are rehired during intersession, now ang summer nato we're calling now intersession because summer is now changed. Our summer session now is June and July. So June, July. Yeah, June and July. So we called it the intersession. You renew, then you sign another contract. So you are a contractual faculty. There are also faculty whose contracts are renewed, but their category is substitute faculty, full-time substitute. So why substitute? Because we all have faculty who are on leave. So for example, in the chem department now, we have one faculty who is on who is on leave without pay. So someone should substitute for her for the time that she's away. So we hire a full-time substitute. So once the faculty will come back, so wala na kay ano no, parang yung position, you're just substituting for that faculty in a contractual basis. Same thing, renewed every semester. We end, we renew, we end, we renew. And probationary faculty. There are faculty that once they are hired, if they have the right credential, meaning if you have a master's degree, which is the basic, which is the minimum requirement according to CHED, then when you are hired, your category, your classification is full-time OP on probation. Pwede, pag start pa lang nimo, full-time OP. I think we have here some faculty who are FT, full-time OP, but most of you are FT Con, full-time contractual. And probationary faculty, FT. But for probationary, it's the same with the FT Con and substitute. Ano pa din, you have your contract because you're not yet regular faculty, so that's renewed every semester for full-time on probation. So I'll just skip to the last part and then ang seconded last na lang, no? And after the probationary period, I think someone asked me during that, when Ma'am Sol was giving the talk, when can a faculty be considered permanent? The probationary faculty or the probationary status, maximum of 3 years. Pwede sad na after a year, after observation by your department head or the unit head, then your OP status can be lifted, then you become a permanent faculty. But again, kailangan siya ng master's degree. So even if how many years ka ng full-time con, kung wala gid kay master's degree, we also have one in the chem department, she has been with us for many, many years. Pero wala pa man gid siya master's degree, so we cannot really change the status to OP. So that's also where CHED mandate pa na, no, na minimum requirement is really master's degree, relevant to the field that you're teaching. So dili lang unsa na master's degree, relevant to the field that you're teaching. There are also faculty who are seconded. I am a seconded faculty because, as mentioned by Sir Pox, my home is chem department. Sir Don is also Sir Don Velez. I think he's here. He's also a seconded faculty. We are fully deloaded. So it means gibaro lang mi diri sa VP na office. This is actually temporary. So once my term is over, I'll go back as a faculty to the chem department. So seconded, borrowed. After our term, then we go back to our home. So our home, we have our own home. So my home is chem department. The home of Sir Don is sociology department. So seconded, fully deloaded, nagibaro in other departments for a certain admin work. Okay, so these are our classification. Okay. These are also the ranks and of our faculty. We actually have one more. Sorry, there's an assistant instructor there, but we start with instructor because that's really for those who have the master's degree. For each rank, there's a level, or there are 5 levels, levels 1 to 5, levels 1 to 5. So let us check what are the ranks, no? So for each rank, there's levels 1 to 5. And I'm emphasizing here that there are certain programs that require professional license for you to be able to teach a certain subject. For example, College of Engineering, they don't really hire teachers na walay licensed engineer, of course. So we have 6 programs in the engineering department. So tanan gid hired in engineering are all licensed engineer. For education, same, licensed teacher. Nursing, licensed na nurse. So medicine, of course, licensed ka nga medical doctor. So kana siya, no, even without, for example, for the College of Engineering, wala siya master's degree, but the faculty is hired because nasa siya license. But malimit lang imong i-teach because according to SEMO, there are subjects, professional subjects, and these subjects should be taught by faculty with a license, professional license. Rank, pwedeng imong rank, kahit na kay license, assistant instructor because wala pa kay master's degree. So assistant instructor, that is the rank if you have a baccalaureate degree. Of course, you don't hire kung wala na graduate sa college, no? So a baccalaureate degree, that is the minimum for assistant instructor. And for instructor, then that's your relevant master's degree. So we really emphasize relevant because, for example, if you are teaching in the MBA, and my master's degree is, let's say, mechanical engineering, and then ang required man gid sa SBM would be a master's degree in business. So then imuhang master's degree na sa engineering, then dili ka pwede maka-teach, no, for that subject. Kaya ang ilang kailangan is really the degree. Allied, sa CMO also specified ang allied and aligned na field. So relevant master's degree. Assistant professor, your degree could be master's degree or doctorate. Okay, again, that's for relevant na mga degrees, no, sa imuhang gi-teach na course. So the course that you are teaching, so dapat diha po ng imong master's degree. So assistant professor. So pwedeng assistant professor, master's degree, not necessarily PhD. For your associate professor, minimum degree is doctorate. So that's your relevant doctoral degree. And it says here, there's actually, we call it residency in the rank. So before you'll be promoted, your residency in the rank is 3 years as assistant professor, then you're promoted to associate professor. So that's for the promotion. Now, what I'm saying is, pag ito lang siguro importante is your initial rank. So kasi dili pa man sad mo ma-applicable for promotion, but still the initial rank. If you have a PhD, minimum nimo na or not really, pwede ka sa, kung PhD ka, pwede ka sa assistant and then associate. Okay, but walay mag-associate na dili doctoral degree. Of course, ang professor, same, no? Dapat doctoral degree. So are there new faculty na when they are hired, ang ilahang rank is associate? Yes. Pwede imong rank would be associate to 1, associate professor 1, 2, 3, or 5, depending on the documents that you have submitted in the office. We'll see later what are the criteria that we use to rank the faculty as they are hired here in Xavier University. We also have one based on our new rank and promotion scheme, the Ateneo Professor. So right now, wala pa tayo Ateneo Professor. So professor pa lang tanga level. So we have an ad hoc now, which is again looking into the current rank and promotion scheme and really outlining who can be or what are the criteria for the Ateneo Professor. Para sa point. So this is how our faculty info sheet looks like. So I'm sure you have filled out this form, and I'm sure you have seen this already because we require our new faculty to fill out the form, the faculty info sheet, and the scoring can also be, you can check the scoring, meaning the points that we assign to certain criteria nasa HRIS because a rank and promotion scheme is posted in the HRIS. So let's look at the criteria, our criteria. The first criterion, very important, is academic qualifications. And again, we give points to your degrees. So ang bachelor's degree is 50 points. Master's degree without thesis is 70. If naman mga master's degree nga without, so that is 70 points. Pag with thesis, that's 75. If you are a PhD degree holder, automatic na siya 100 points. Again, relevant nga PhD. 100 points maximum. Ma'am, what if kasi we also give equivalent points. For example, akong master's degree, allied, example, MS Chem, akong master's degree. And then nagkuha pa ko og kanang duha akong master's degree pero relevant ang isa, allied. nasa ka additional points, pero yung mga additional points, hindi 75 plus 75, no. Natay mga points for additional degree, so dapat lang relevant nga degree, pero dili ka pwede nga mo exceed sa 100. So ang maximum nato is 100 points. So if you already you have a doctorate degree, then napag ka additional nga nagpag kag mga credit sa ana, wala pagkadaghan, ang atog yung max is 100 pag PhD na ka. That's the first criterion. The second criterion, also very important. So if you look at the points, kana 100, ito 37.5. Ito naman 112.5. This is a total of 250 points. So if you take the percentage, ang highest ginato nga percentage is really professional development honors and awards, followed by your academic qualifications, followed by your professional experience. So what is this professional experience? We give also credit to your teaching experience, muna academic service ang nauna din no? So for every year na nakay, again, I'm talking to new faculty magidi initial ranking. So meaning to say, if you have previous experience, teaching experience, we give 1.2 points for every year that you were teaching from other universities, or nag-teach ba ka dito sa senior high, any teaching experience at 1.2 points, 1.2 points per year. So kung nakay 15 years dito sa unsang school, then ato na multi 1.2, and then administrative service, kung ano ka, nag-dean ka dito, nag-share, yan. So we also give points. And then other professional practice, kay for example, nurse ko dito sa hospital, wala man ko'y teaching experience, ma'am. We also give points if you're working as a nurse sa hospital, and then na-hire ka ni Xavier as a full-time teacher, so we give points for professional practice. Dili lang parehang points, 0.75 per year. Ang kanag yung teaching, medyo dako ata na, because again, we are an academic institution, so we really give also premium sa teaching. So 1.2 points, kini 0.75 ang sa ano. Now, dugay na kay ka nag-teach, dugay na ka nag-work sa imong working experience, relevant, no, working experience. Dili sad siya dapat mula pa sa 37 point. Mula pa siya, but we just give 37.5 points. That's the maximum for experience and professional practice. Kining other academic experience, for example, sa research, from other, for example, from other universities, research assistant, so pwede sa siya din. Again, mas mubo yung points kaysa teaching experience as a faculty. And the highest points would really fall under professional development honors and awards. If you have published papers, we have points check kung ISI Scopus Index. If you're the first author, 7 points. If you're the co-author, that's 6 points. We also give points kung international, kahit na dili ISI, so nana siya points. Pag institutional nga publication, peer-reviewed, no, of course, peer-reviewed, and then national. So na mga certain points for creative works, publications, innovations, so nakapatent ka and all that. So there are certain points, no, afforded to our faculty, to our new faculty. Expert service. If you can please, among katawag with certificates, no? So certificate when you were parang ikaw ang speaker, ikaw ang resource person, so kana napud na siya points, either 1, 2 points kung international nga you were the speaker, dissertation advisor, and all those, no? Daghan kay tanang sa expert service. Kung ikaw participant ka sa training, napud check points. Kung siya local lang, that's 1 point. Pero mga maximum points that we can give. So 30 points lang 20 points ang expert service and training, that's 10 points. So even if naghatag ka sa amo din og 20 ka certificates, 10 points sa datong mahatag yun. That's the maximum. Ang maximum ang expert service kanang ikaw ang you're the expert, you're actually invited ka mag-share and all that. As long as na certificate, we give points, pero maximum lang yun is 20 points. And then scholarships, pag PhD nimo na kay scholarship, so we give points, grants, and butangan lang yun nato dito certificates, grants, research grants, mga nana. awards, nag cum laude ka, summa cum laude, at awardan ka inani local, national, so we give points. Napud siya mga cap. So nagi-cap nga atong ginahatag. Membership, ano ka, officer in the professional org, honors received, hindi din mga summa cum laude sa honors. And then, of course, your license. So 7 points, 10 points ang maximum sa license. So ako chemist, so 7 points. We give 7 points for that. What if duha imong license? Kanag yung, kasi ang uban nasad sila, nata additional ka mga NC, NC2, Mainana. So we also give points, but maximum ani 10 lang po, 10 points. So these are the 3 criteria. So if you really have questions, ma'am, anong instructor 4 amang ko, akong kauban ka instructor 3, please visit us. And it really depends on the papers that you have submitted. So when we check your papers, I usually tell my staff na kulang lagi siya inani, sayang kaayo. Kasi mapalipagid siya ma-adan og points. So naa siya gibutang dito na awards pero wala may certificate. So better attach everything so that you can really give the points for those awards, grants that you have before coming to Xavier. So these are the criteria. Now I'll proceed now. Again, I'll review lang po siguro ni the roles of a faculty of Xavier Ateneo. These are again found in our manual of policies and procedure. So as a faculty, you actually establish relationship with your students, with the personnel of Xavier. Pwede siya staff, pwede siya your boss, your co-faculty, and of course, sa atong mga processes here at Xavier, no? So, what are our standards? What are the activities? And external, atong partners outside. So, because you also have partners outside. So, let's look at what is really expected of us as we establish our relationship with our students. So, we mas dagan pa at that time atong students na to meet with us kaysa dito sa balay. I think the whole time naaragin na sila diri sa school, especially now that we are really doing the face-to-face classes or sessions. For 2 years, naran sila sa balay. Now, we're actually meeting them. So, we actually, kita mga model, no, sa atong mga estudyante. So, and we really expect that we manifest the cura personalis. I think this was mentioned also by Father Mars. And this is actually outlined again in our manual of policies and procedure. At the same time, faculty performance when we evaluate our faculty. There are many ways that we can really manifest the cura personalis, but from the perspective of the students, malipay gila sila if we really submit, no? If we really give them their class standing on time. Malipay sana sila if we start and end classes on time. So, kaya syempre, pag late na, late sa mahuman, isa na sila mahappy kung sayo sa kay mahuman. Short change tani, mahal kang tuition and all that. So, we really remind our faculty to also give timely feedback to our students sa ilang class performance. And as mentioned, na si Ma'am Shai, no, sa grade book. Very important na once mahumantag check, encode sa grade book and all that. So, maayo yun na siya na practice, no? It's really, we really want to encourage our faculty kay, this will really also help our students. So ato ani aside from the cognitive part nga ato silang ipamaster sa ilang mga lessons, na mga parts that we really also act as formators, no, sa atong si Father Mars na being a formator dili lang dito sa OMM, Office of Mission and Ministry. So even us as faculty, formator gid gyapon ta. Even if I teach chemistry, you teach history or unsa ba nga subject, because again atong students, they really look up to us. So guidance coming from us and also us manifesting our care for our students. So dili lang mastery of kanang atong subject, but really connecting also to real life, no, situations ang atong mga classes. So again, na-mention na po ni Father Mars ug si Father Mads, no, sa IPP. And we also expect that as a faculty, we maintain harmonious, pleasant relationship among the university personnel. I remember when I was new here at Xavier, bata pa ko ato, no? So, pilang na ko edad karon na, nagsinumbaga diya sa gate. Faculty. So, unsa may mano na to, young faculty, and then sinumbaga diya sa gate, mga faculty in a certain department. And so, we hope that we can really be more kana bang atong relationship, we can collaborate, mas maayos na, no? We collaborate with each other, we talk to each other, may ganda natin mga sessions, no? Interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, one department to another department. Before, I remember sa proctoring, kay ga-share with faculty. I think that is really one way to really kana bang build relationship with our faculty in other departments. Kami ga proctoring mi sa math department. Ang math department mo sa chem kay mag-proctor og mga exams. So not only among the faculty but of course with your mga bossing, no, meaning your direct supervisor, your chairs. So do not hesitate really to approach, no, atong mga kuan faculty, the senior faculty, kay mo man na peer modeling or senior, senior mentoring, junior faculty and senior faculty na mentoring. So we developed that because nasa atong department nga dugay na sa Xavier and they really have master the craft good ka ng teaching, ma'am, observe ko sa imong class, pwede sa dingon ana. And we build this in the department among our, of course, co-faculty. And kanang mga discussion nga hopefully we always be more of how do you call that, when we express our opinion, siguro more of judgmental on the thing, no? So we respect authority, we respect opinions of others. So I think that's basic man siguro ni, but these are just really reminders, especially kay mga bright tanan, mga bright gid tanan sa department. So ingon na of course nag PhD, mga nana master. So we respect our co-faculty. And this is also very important that we adhere to the policies of Xavier. Kaya naman ta sa Xavier, natin mga certain processes and ideals. So let me just look at some of the important things. For full-time, of course, you do not expect the part-time mapil sa Redmas because, of course, you have your full-time work. But if you're a full-time faculty, really encourage you to participate. Karon kasi gabalik natin sa face-to-face. If there are convocation, convocation September 28. Our president will give this address. So advertise na nino. So advertisement, September 28, 9 a.m. via Zoom. Please attend. We do that yearly. We call it formators and faculty convocation. So before nata sa Little Theater, now medyo di pasad kita mag-gather nga kita tanan. So we will have it in Zoom. So that's one. Invited bantanan, but of course, we don't expect much attendance atong part-time because again, you have your full-time job. But of course, you're invited. For full-time, mga meetings sa department, I hope you can really, very important because that's the time we cascade. Your chair will cascade mga very important ng mga policies, procedures from the dean, no? Ang dean to chair, chair to faculty. Retreat, Red Mass, kini mga way of life na ni sa Xavier, ang mga retreat and Red Mass, and natay mga feast ni St. Ignatius, natay kanang Blue Mass, Red Mass, natay feast sa kanang September 8 manamanta, kanang December 8 nasa ta. So mga these things, but of course, you can always inform naman if dili ka available and all that, but we encourage really our full-time to join. And that's graduation. Okay, sapod na, no? University activity. Dressing appropriately. Maybe sa 2 years, wala kayo nigyan sa atong faculty, no? But now that we're going back on campus, we don't have a uniform this time. But we expect, of course, good grooming, neatness. There was one report that I received during the 2-year katong pandemic, no? Sa atong virtual classes. Reklamo estudyante kay daw maestra kay murag walay panuglay. So during sa so that's coming from the students. And one time during PASCO visit, one of the comments of the accreditor really is ang ang dress code ang gisuot sa faculty isa gid na so kana appropriate, sometimes relative, pero appropriate, no? Appropriate sa ako, dili appropriate sa iya. But of course, you know this, no? Ang kanang good grooming. So this is just, again, some reminders. Mga committees, pag full-time, no? You are really invited to participate there are so many ad hoc committees now in the university because again we're going back to our processes, improving them. So we have ad hocs, no? Um, again, this part of community service in the community. So though dili siya part sa promotion or the ranking, but it's part of the annual performance evaluation of our faculty for the regular faculty. So ako lang i-highlight ang importante. We also are establishing relationship with our partners outside. So we are members of professional org. So I'm a member of the Integrated Chemists of the Philippines. So I attend Congress, ngayon ana, and I'm bringing the name of Xavier. So we exemplify professionalism as we contribute also to the needs no outside of Xavier. So dili lang ta within Xavier, but we go out. We go out, we attend meetings, we represent Xavier University as a faculty. So we expect also that because our expertise are needed, no, are needed outside of Xavier. So we establish partnership outside and to be responsive also to the needs outside using our expertise or using the experts here at Xavier. So we partner and we again exemplify professionalism when we go out of our university to help. Okay, so that's part of our professional life. Service learning sa community. So how do we conduct ourselves when we converse with people from the community? So kind of very important. And again, ang ano is we bring the name of Xavier, and then we attend training seminars, also bringing the name of Xavier during this mga professional na nga mga engagements. All right, so this is the more or less the last part. So instructional supervisory program. So butpasabot, supervisors will actually help you improve your instructions by visiting your classes. So comprehensive instructional supervisory program. So we have a document which is called CISP, and the CISP, we're actually, there are many ways now how to help our faculty improve the instructions, classroom instructions, or teaching and learning. So si Ma'am Kathleen gave you the outcomes-based education. So how to engage your students in your discussion, how in the virtual classroom, if you're teaching, kung naa ka sa virtual, no, meaning sa imong online classes, what's the strategy para ma-feel nila ang teacher presence even if you're not there? So may mga strategy na. So we check, we visit your class. So for 2 years, we are doing synchronous session na visit. Pero karon ka na may face-to-face. So I put a slash there and or. So usually, ang visit yun, imong direct supervisor. So that's the chair. The dean will just choose kinsa iyang bisitahan kay dako makay scope, especially from our office. So magpili ra pug mga classes no nga bisitahan. Usually ang mga new gabisitahan sa gid ng mga new. And then I place there the art of feedback giving. So we give comments, natay mga part dito no. We'll see later and say dagway sa ano ani sa template or sa form. And the students will also give their feedback. We do this every year. During the pandemic, we change our semestral into quarterly. So every quarter, ang students ga-evaluate sa ilahang kuan faculty, ang faculty. And the third one, which is wala pa gid na institutionalized in ang virtual classroom evaluation. We haven't collected pa the mga evaluations atong share. We visit your e-learn. Tanaw na to dito because when we started yun aning ano no sa tong online, there are many students were complaining, ma'am, mas gwapo lagi itong classroom niya, no? So, kini nga maestra, kini nga teacher. So, laging kuan, ma'am, inani. So, students compare. Kaya uban, simple na po kayo. Ang uban sa gabi sa gig kay ka-grand. And ang iyang materials, ingon ani. So, we actually, we have a tool. We have a tool. So, I will be showing this to you so that you will know that how you will be evaluated. So this is the pop-in. We actually tweaked katong sa face-to-face. Now we're going to Ma'am Kathleen Morales. She's actually my assistant to the VP for Higher Ed for Curriculum and Instruction. So he crafted ni Ma'am Kathleen, and then the deans look at it, and then approve. So we use this for the 2 years, and now we're checking no kung applicable pa ba gyapon sa face-to-face. And more or less pwede ra kasi we look at instructional management. Mag-start baka sa Xavier ba kayo always start with a prayer, okay? And kana start with a prayer, connects and reaches students, clarity of objectives, klaro ba at the start of the class, rapport, may rapport si faculty with students. Okay, so these are the areas. So during the pop-in, itawag siya nga pop-in, no? We start with the word. We coined that because katong sa face-to-face, mga 5 minutes lang sa gyud ko magstay. Well, din pa man ko tong time, no? So maglaka, ang atong mga supervisors, they choose the class and then magsilip dito, maglingkod, and then na siya don't normally bring this kapag dili kay siya threatening. So me now inana. So pop in lang ka dito, ni mabalhin sa kaglaing na classroom. So that's why ang dili ka magstay the whole time. So manang pop in ang gitawag, pop in visit. So you don't stay the whole time. So these are the areas nag-exemplify ang instructional materials that were used na by PowerPoint. So students are engaged, no? Students manage the technology used for the meeting well. So we have a tool. So your chair should share with you so that you will know what are the areas that you'll be evaluated with. So that's very important. And another one, this is the tool for the virtual classroom. So ayun, sige mo kahadlokan ng mga mga tools. So just sharing with you na this is actually what we did during the 2 years na pandemic. Nagkasulod man mi sa mga e-learn. I can see all your classrooms in e-learn. So we call it classrooms, virtual classrooms. Of course, there are thousands of virtual classrooms. So I can't really see every or all of the classrooms. So pili ra sa gitna siya, one representative. And ang chair gid ninyo ang mas kasi gamay lang man iyang tan-awon. So we look at the kanang arrangement, na ba kay introduce yourself dito. So mga lang siya, checklist lang man. Okay, mga checklist, and we give also suggestions. But this has again, my here is wala pa gid ni siya na institutionalize. Ang kining pop-in, ang kining sa virtual classroom, we tried pero wala pa gyud, no? So we'll have to check again this year kung how can we improve this ato ang tool. So yan, halfway sa imong tanaw na mo dito sa imong e-learn gid siya. When you say virtual classroom, that's really the e-learn. So very important that nakasulod ta sa e-learn. So hybrid man ta, nagid na si e-learn. Okay, so dapat makasulod gid ta sa e-learn. All right, so this is for the virtual classroom. For the students, these are the areas that the student will evaluate you. Resources. Okay, so resources. So sa e-learn, makita ba na dito ang course orientation page? So that's one. This is just one. Learning activities. Okay, so are the activities either by team or individually? So ano na ni students, strongly disagree, agree, strongly agree. Okay, so we will be again, si Ma'am Kathleen, I've already emailed her na ato ning karon i-check kung applicable pa ba gid kay face to face naman ta. So i-tweak na sad ni siya. We'll check kung applicable ba for both face to face and online. Okay, so evaluation meaning the course assignment, assessments, imong mga quizzes, si student will evaluate you on that. Support. The online activities have made me share my ideas with my classmates. Okay, so support meaning with a classmate. Na ba siya naghatag ba kog orientation how to navigate the e-learn platform and all that. So consultation schedule, nakabutang ba ko dito consultation schedule. So okay. In our tool now, nagbutang tag self-directed learning. So we'll see if this still be applicable. Kaya naman gyapon gud tay online. So I'm still waiting for Ma'am Kathleen for this SDL, self-directed learning na part for the online course evaluation. So that's for the we call it supervisory instructional program. This is just one, and of course ang feedback giving is very important. So it will not end dapat nag-evaluate ka. You should know what are your strengths and what are your which areas need to be improved on. Code of conduct, this is also important because even if you are not yet a regular faculty, natin mga expectations, no? So the code of conduct can be accessed in HRIS. So kindly check HRIS and which areas sa code of conduct padita maano no let's say baka natay violation. So for example, kini na part unsatisfactory work performance or repeated mistakes due to carelessness, maybe unexplained failure to perform regular duties or special assignment. So as a faculty, natin gatanawon, especially kanang sa ano, grades, grade book, prompt submission of grades, on time ba, and if for example na ay assign sa imo, wala ba na imo and all that, but dili man diretso nga dismissal. We have a corrective action schedule. So we always start with verbal reprimand. So of course you'll be reminded, and then written reprimand. So this is the corrective action. And this is all, these are all written in the code of conduct. So hopefully we'll always be conscious of kaning atong mga ano our role as a faculty, our accountability, responsibilities as a faculty, what are expected of us. And include na lang po ang sexual harassment. Of course, no, namagay mga news, kadug naman ta mga inani. So what if narugar mahitabo ngay nana, nasa tayo corrective action for that. Okay, so unsa man din naka-under sa sexual harassment, okay, mga jokes, green jokes, for example na persistently telling smutly jokes so ako employee, taunting ako employee, constant talk of sex and all that. So nana siya na yung mga ano, natay specific na diretso 15S, suspension for 15 days. Okay, so of course, dili man din naman ang investigation and all that. So this is just to show to you that we have a document for the code of conduct, and this is posted in the HRIS. And we also have a document, again, this is in HRIS, this is the social media protocol. This is very important, atong social media SMP, social media protocol. Especially now that we're online, so we're very careful. Even before aning mga atong virtual classes, there are already cases no we have investigated. So we really hope na before you click, you think. So kana lang ang atong reminder, because napoy corrective action kanang sa ano sa unsa man gid ano, we when you post something that will betray the university's trust, butang ka dito Xavier University, ana imong gipanganlan, nagi gipanganlan Father Mars, Juliet Dalagan, Xavier University. So I think di sad siya ano that would be betraying, especially kanang may mga pangalan gyud, and then of course ang name gyud sa Xavier. So and conducting yourself in a manner that will embarrass or discredit the university. So we also have corrective action for that. Think before you click. So natay we have a document, so kindly check that out. Just very recently naka-receive na sad ta og ano nagipang screenshot na I don't really check every now and then the Facebook. I don't have a Twitter or Instagram. Facebook talag sarap pud ta maka-check. So but people are getting us getting a screenshot and then i-message din ka, and dili man sa diretso we actually verify ang we don't really give judgment no to our faculty. We verify before before we give the corrective action. Okay, that is the social media protocol or social media conduct, which is governed by the social media protocol of the university. And these are the online portals. Gibalik-balik na akong HRIS because the documents are there. You can, Ma'am Sol already informed you, no? Pwede ta makasulod. SLMIS, that's for our grades, and of course our website. And I'm sure CTTL will improve the naman ta sa website ang CTTL. I hope na you'll also check that out. They will be improving that site, so at the website. University services, naani siya, and these are the documents that you can access sa HRIS. Okay, so na din you can check that atong manual, rank and promotion. Okay, these are the resources, and this is for you, our faculty. You can check code of conduct. Okay, so I haven't checked the chat chat box. So let me see if the chats are for me. Sir Pox, thank you so much. So I'm sure they have questions. Wala pa na ako na ano. Okay. Wala pa yung mga question din eh. Alright. Wala yung question. Uy, wala may question.
Okay.
Doc Jewel,
Thank you, Ma'am
we have a
Jewel.
question. But
Oh,
thank
yes.
you.